Sustainability in wine growing is a high priority for our farmers and for our winemakers. One of the reasons for that is that many of the vineyards in Oregon are small family farms with farmers and winemakers who live on the property. That means that having ethical practices for working in the fields and also runoff into the creeks and rivers that are salmon spawning habitat streams is an important consideration for growers and winemakers here. Some of the sustainability certifications that you will see on bottles of Oregon wine are LIVE, that stands for Low Input Viticulture and Enology. And that basically is a sustainability certification that limits the use of pesticides and herbicides in the vineyards and also extends to cellar practices as well, and water contamination for water holding and water runoff. Organic certification is another certification that you will see, and that means that we are not dealing with systemic herbicides and pesticides. We're really looking at utilizing products that come from other plants and animals and have not been impacted with herbicides and pesticides. The next most favorable or increasingly favorable sustainability certification that we're starting to see developed around the state is regenerative organic certification, or ROC. And that means that it's an organic certification at a minimum. However, it then extends into the employees. So the vineyard stewards, not breathing in systemic herbicides and fungicides, the impact on the land, and also on carbon sequestration. So, looking at carbon credits and helping to protect the environment. So particularly in this vineyard here, you can see that there is no tillage happening in the vine rows. And what that means is that there is less tractor compaction on the soil, and when you don't till the land and open it up, you're not releasing carbon into the atmosphere. So carbon sequestration, lessening soil compaction, improving and protecting the biodiversity of the land around you, and protecting the creeks and waterways for salmon are incredibly important considerations for our growers and winemakers. Biodynamic farming is another practice that is increasingly used, often not certified. Demeter is the certifying body for biodynamics here in the US, and biodynamics tends to be more of a holistic or homeopathic approach to farming practices. So extending to the regenerative organic certification, so again, no-till, bringing animals into the vineyard, such as sheep, pigs, really focusing on the microbiome and the microbiology of the soil to deliver nutrients to your plants. And all of the products used in biodynamic farming practices are retained or sourced or foraged from the surrounding lands and sprayed back into the vineyard. So really we're talking about a whole farm system. And then the cosmos does come into play, and so we will be focusing on certain sprays on flower days, fruit days, or root days. So there's a lot of complexity to biodynamic farming, but it's an ancient holistic practice that really brings you as a farmer and a winemaker into the vineyard. And so this is some of the reasons why sustainability practices are so strong in Oregon's vineyards and such a part of the culture of Oregon wine.